Joel Embiid got into a dirty altercation with a Philly columnist. Really? What did the columnist write so badly about the process that pushed him to go this far? Apparently, it was something unacceptable. It was supposed to be a routine post-game locker room buzz. Players cooling off, reporters fishing for juicy quotes, and maybe a few half-smirks exchanged. But on November 2024, the Philadelphia 76ers locker room became ground zero for an incident that had fans, analysts, and Twitter warriors buzzing for weeks. Joel Embiid, the franchise cornerstone and embodiment of the process, attempted to settle a score, not with an opposing player, but with a reporter. First of all, Marcus Hayes is a columnist, not a reporter, who works for the Philadelphia Inquirer and has been stirring up a pot. The difference is reporters write the news as it is, and columnists write their own opinion of the news. In a scathing column published earlier that week, Hayes critiqued Embiid's absence from the Sixers lineup during a rough 1-6 start to the season. Normally, critiques of player performance are par for the course in sports journalism, but Hayes didn't stop there. Instead, he ventured into treacherous waters, alluding to Embiid's late brother Arthur and his young son, questioning whether the star's family motivations were genuine, given his prolonged recovery from a knee injury. Basically, he attacked Joel's character and professionalism. He said this: Joel Embiid consistently points to the birth of his son, Arthur, as the major inflection point in his basketball career, Hayes wrote. He often says that he wants to be great, to leave a legacy for the boy named after his little brother, who tragically died in an automobile accident when Embiid was in his first as a 76er. Well, in order to be great at your job, you first have to show up for work. Embiid has been great at just the opposite. Now in his 11th season, he consistently has been in poor condition. Wow. Calling him out by bringing up his son and dead brother, that's a line no one should cross. As for Joel Embiid, a man who wears his emotions on his sleeve and plays basketball with the tenacity of a lion, it was personal. His late brother's passing in 2014 was a devastating chapter in his life, and his son is the light of his world. When Hayes implied these deeply personal topics might be mere excuses for Embiid's absence, the seed of confrontation was planted from that very moment. The Sixers had just lost to the Memphis Grizzlies, a game Embiid watched from the sidelines. Frustration was already simmering as players filed back to the locker room. Enter Hayes, recorder in hand, likely seeking post-game soundbites for his next column. Embiid spotted him and zeroed in like a shark sensing blood. Eyewitnesses claim that Joel went straight up to the columnist when he saw him. The next time you bring up my dead brother and my son again, you're going to see what I'm going to do to you, and I'm just going to have to live with the consequences. Embiid reportedly said, with his towering frame blocking Hayes' path. It wasn't an invitation to chat, it was a warning. Hayes apologized, but Joel said, yeah, well, it's not the first time. And that he didn't care what the reporters had to say about him anyway. Okay, the man was clearly upset, so he said what he said. But Hayes hit him with this. Clearly you do. Bro, just shut the hell up. No need to add coal to the fire. Then, the obvious thing happened. Embiid shoved Hayes, a move that startled onlookers and shifted the altercation from verbal to physical. The security quickly broke it up before anything could get worse. The altercation wasn't about stats or win-loss records. It was about respect. Embiid is known for his playful trash talk and larger-than-life personality, but when it comes to his family, the jokes stop. Hayes underestimated just how raw those topics were for Embiid, whose emotional depth runs as deep as his three-point range. The shove wasn't just an outburst. It was Embiid's way of drawing a line in the sand. The security asked the reporters not to say anything regarding this incident, and they agreed. Who am I kidding? In the NBA, physical altercations with media figures are a strict no-go. The league swiftly suspended Embiid for 3 games, issuing a statement emphasizing the need for mutual respect between players and journalists. It's not rocket science. It's really obvious who started this ugly altercation. The columnist Marcus Hayes was talking about Joel's little brother Arthur, who tragically died due to a car accident way back in 2014 in Cameroon, where they're from when he was just 13 years old, shortly after Joel was drafted. Joel then named his son Arthur. Yeah, he named his son after his late brother, and somehow this guy thought it was a good idea to bring up all of that. Peak immaturity, if you ask me. For Embiid's teammates, the incident was equal parts shocking and oddly on brand. "That's just JoJo being JoJo," one player quipped, attempting to downplay the altercation. Others were less amused, worried about the distraction it created for a team already struggling without its star player. Fans were divided. Some admired Embiid's passion, defending his actions as a raw human response to an insensitive column. Others criticized him for letting emotions dictate his behavior, jeopardizing his team's performance and his own credibility. This whole altercation is one thing, but why are people mad about Joel Embiid having an injury? Well, everyone thought he was going to play for sure. But out of nowhere, the 76ers announced that Joel's going to debut, but in the foreseeable future. Just wait a damn minute. Didn't he just play in the Olympics and win a gold medal? And to make things weirder, the 76ers said he has had no setback. So wait, how did Joel play in the Olympics? Had months off? Has no setback, but he still can't play? This right here was what Marcus Hayes apparently tried to imply in his column. If Joel didn't have physical issues, why wouldn't he play? And the knee injury? Turns out it's not even a physical problem at this point. It's just a mental thing. Really? This is not the type of thing you want to hear from a pro athlete, especially when he is one of the key driving forces of the entire team. The NBA investigated the issue and found out that Joel was indeed injured, and they fined the 76ers $100,000 for lying about it. This type of situation is intolerable by the NBA because controversies like these create doubt and distaste amongst the fans and casual viewers, for which the ratings drop like a crash landing car off a cliff. In fact, it was announced that NBA opening night was down 42% from last year, and the ESPN opener had just 830,000 viewers. In other words, it's terrible. Joel Embiid is a versatile player. He has played every season, even though he always hurt himself one way or another on most occasions. So that columnist taking a jab at his character was indeed way out of the line, which Joel couldn't let go of. If the NBA were a soap opera, Joel Embiid would be its most compelling star. So why did Joel Embiid try to fight a reporter? Because for better or worse, he's Joel Embiid, a towering force of talent and emotion who refuses to let anyone, journalist or otherwise, question his love for his family. What do you think of Joel's response to that columnist? Let us know in the comments below. And as always, stay tuned to NBA Buzz for more content, and see you at the next one.